welcome to Let's Play Ultima 5 Lazarus. I've managed to catch Belladon shortly after he got up and persuaded him to come to this meeting, and he said yes, and I've already relayed that to Talon. I've also spent the whole day just basically chasing these two around town, and I've had to rest as well, and I think we've gone up more levels. Talon's house is next to the tavern. So if we head into the tavern, we should be able to see when he gets out and about. Right, let's set it to fast forward mode. Okay, let's talk to this man. It's Paul, who works at the Paladin's Protectorate. He sells stuff. Okay, you don't do much. What are you doing then? The oppression's forces are expanding and need to be equipped. With fortune we shall soon see the flattening of those revolting keeps, and if there are any justice, Sir Elson will lead the attacks on these rebel boat holds. Tell me about Elson. You've met him. He is the governor of Trinsic. It is a great honour, but one suited to no other. It is also a great challenge, for many Trinsicians are treacherous swine, but Sir Ellison's courage is unsurpassed. He staunchly upholds the truth, and he feels compassion for the vanquished knaves. He obeys the virtues to the utmost. Indeed, he could become an avatar were he not so humble as to deny his degree of enlightenment, and thou mayest tell him I said so. He may be in danger, however. Although there is much seething disloyalty here, I fear that some villains are plotting more actively against him. Talon, for example. The man used to be a simple fisherman, but he has somehow become the captain of the port. A remarkable rise, eh? His predecessor died suspiciously. Will the office of governor likewise find itself empty tragically? Is Talon eagerly rubbing his hands at the thought of further promotion? I have no proof of his murderous sedition, but once I have, well, such a display of loyalty would earn me his captaincy. And then who doth know? When Sir Allison is called on to lead the glorious army of the oppression against the rebel dens, I would have the opportunity to take his place as governor. You're a bit crazy. Farewell, my lord. He seems to be more interested in trying to sit up straight than in wishing you your pleasant dreams. Okay, so he's getting more and more drunk. Good boy. So what will happen is he'll proceed to get more and more drunk as the night goes on. He's too cunning to have left any evidence. I'm sure of it, so I've devised a way of ridding my Trinsic of his influence. Hast thou heard of Belladon's accusation that Talon has been bullying his wife? Well, he hath heard it from me, and I noticed how much time Talon and Brethil were spending together and came to the obvious conclusion. Not that I think they were really up to anything. They weren't the few times I spied on them, but even if he doth survive the trial, surely his reputation will be sullied and he will be forced to resign. Brilliant, eh? The whole town believes it. I'll bet that even Talon wishes it was true. Haha. He doth not have the guts to bed Brethil while she's still married, so he will be grateful to me if Belladon doth die in the trial. There'll be nothing to stop him getting his hands on her then. Not just his hands, of course. Ha! I'm sure he'll... There's a crash of a chair being furiously flung aside, which silences Paul's laughter, along with all the other sounds in the pub. Every head in the room faces Paul, who does not take long to realise how loudly he was crowing, and that Talon is standing by his table, his face expressionless. His face fixed on Paul's. Talon! Oi! Oi! He chokes, unable to say more. Talon takes a step towards him, the beginnings of a vengeful smile on his face. and he puts a hand over his mouth and staggers to the door. He disappears outside. But rather than terrified vomiting, you hear his footsteps accelerating, sprinting down the road into the distant night. Right, now we're getting to the bottom of this. Milord, pull up a chair. Splendid, milord. The truth will out, eh? Let's just hope that Belladon will bring his senses with him. Right, okay. So we can get this cleared up. Maybe get on with the rest of our lives. Don't tell me you're leaving then. Just get up and go. I'm wondering if he'll give us that shiny thing that's in his hand when we finish this quest. Oh, there we go. It's 10 o'clock. And there's our man. Ah, at last thou hast arrived. Hast thou seen Belladon or Brethil? I had hoped they would be here by now, but... His front door swings open, and Belladon strides in. He makes not a word as he walks over to stand opposite Talon. Brethil follows her husband and quietly shuts the door to the house. She joins you and the others. Brethil whispers something inaudible to Talon and bows his head. Brethil, her cheek streaked with tears, holds his hand in both of hers. Talon turns to you. I thank thee, my lord. Belladon heard of Paul's confession, and he hath apologised. This unfortunate matter is over. But without thine help, I could have been much worse. I, for one, thank thee unreservedly. Mayest thou work in virtue. Brethil manages to draw her flushed face away from her husband. I also thank thee, my lord, that thou hast made me happier than I could ever be again. I had not believed this could be resolved without the death of... Go with honour, my lord, and may Paul go with justice. I have been a fool, my lord, to believe such foul lies, to doubt the words of two people closest to me. To welcome mine apologies so gracefully, well, they have left me in their debt. They are better friends than I deserve. No debt, Belladon. As far as I'm concerned, this is in the past. Brethil nods vigorously in agreement, perhaps not trusting herself to speak again without breaking down. Thou art perhaps better than I at forgiving and forgetting, Talon, but agreed. I thank thee also, my lord, for thine efforts. May I ask thy name? I am the Avatar. Thou art the Avatar? Belladon looks amazed. Well, thank thee again, Stuart. He bows. I know not how to repay thee, my lord, apart from not telling Ellison thine identity, of course. On which matter I shall speak with him tomorrow, and have the trial cancelled. Come, let us leave. Talon turns to you with a generous smile. Again, I thank thee, my lord. Oh, right, we don't get a reward. Talon snores contentedly. Okay, well we got some karma. I thought maybe we'd get some kit, or maybe even a ship out of this. Well, that was Trinsic. Let's take a break, and we will resume shortly.